Hey bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me. In honor of the summer solstice here in the Northern Hemisphere, I'm sharing a formulation for an ultralight summer face cream featuring hydrating, skin-soothing ingredients to help your skin stay healthy and glowing. This formulation is thick and scoopable like a cream, but really lightweight and fast-absorbing, more like a lotion or even a body milk. This formulation is over 99% natural. If you would like to notch it up to 100%, please make sure you're reading the completely free partner blog post linked in the description box below. We're going to make a 180 gram batch of this face cream today, which is about 6 fluid ounces. We'll begin by weighing out the ingredients for our heated phases. For the heated water phase, you'll need 76.14 grams of distilled water. And then the rest of our mostly watery ingredients is 54 grams of a hydrosol of choice. I'm using Lebanese rose hydrosol from Essential Wholesale, which was a gift, but you could use a different hydrosol or a blend of hydrosols for a different scent, or if you prefer an unscented product, you can just use more distilled water. 9 grams of niacinamide, also known as vitamin B3, helps reduce transepidermal water loss, increase ceramide synthesis, and boost skin elasticity. If you'd like to learn more about this awesome ingredient, I recently shared a deep dive video all about it, so make sure you check that out. 9 grams of Propanediol 1,3 is the last ingredient in our heated water phase, and it brings some lovely low-tack, humectant-y, hydrating goodness to this formulation. Up next, we will weigh out the 4 ingredients for our heated oil phase. You'll need 6.3 grams of Ritamulse SCG. This is our emulsifier. I chose Ritamulse SCG because it contributes a gorgeous powdery feel to emulsions that I adore. It feels expensive and decadent and is just lovely. If you don't have it, you could use a different self-thickening emulsifying wax like Emulsifying Wax NF or Olive M1000 instead, but I do think that'll downgrade the end product just a wee bit. 12.6 grams of Isoamyl Laurate is the main emollient in this formulation. Isoamyl Laurate is an ultralight, wonderfully slippy plant-derived ester. If you don't have it, you could replace it with a different lightweight liquid ester like hemesqualane, or you could use a lightweight liquid oil instead. The next 2 ingredients add some body and viscosity so that this formulation is scoopably cream-like, but is really lightweight and fast absorbing because it still has quite a small oil phase. 5.4 grams of cetyl alcohol boosts emollients and viscosity and feels wonderfully slippy and expensive. You could use cetyl alcohol instead if you had to, but this will add some weight to the emulsion. I would not use stearic acid or butter pearls for this formulation. 0.4 grams of Polyacrylate cross-polymer 6, also known as Sepamax Zen, further boosts viscosity and gives the overall formulation a bit of a gel cream feel. Please read the free partner blog post linked in the description box below for substitution suggestions and substitutions to avoid for this ingredient. To make this ultralight summer face cream, begin by combining the ingredients for the heated water phase and the heated oil phase in 2 separate beakers or heat-resistant glass measuring cups. Weigh the beaker containing the heated water phase and note that weight so we can replace any water that is lost to evaporation later on. Heat both phases through using either a hot plate on very low heat, so approximately 70 degrees Celsius, or a water bath. If you'd like to learn more about the hot plate I have, please look up hot plate in the Humblebee and Me encyclopedia in the equipment section. Once the Ritamulse SCG and cetyl alcohol have melted and both phases have heated through, we are ready to proceed. Remember that the Sepamax Zen won't melt in the oil phase, that's totally okay. Remove your beakers from the heat and then pop the beaker containing your water phase on the scale and use a bit of preheated distilled water to bring that weight back up to that number we wrote down earlier. Pour the water phase into the oil phase, stir to combine, and then grab your immersion blender. Blend the emulsion for approximately 1 minute, stopping around the 30-second mark to scrape down the sides of your beaker with your spatula to make sure that none of the Sepamax Zen has sort of clumped up and stuck to the side of the beaker. When you're done your minute of blending, switch to hand stirring. Once the emulsion has gained some viscosity, you can reduce the frequency of your stirring, kind of set the emulsion aside, and weigh out the ingredients for the cool down phase. The cool down phase contains 4 ingredients. 0.54 grams of allantoin brings anti-irritation and softening effects to the cream, stimulating skin cell turnover. 0.9 grams of liquid Germall Plus preserves the formulation. If you'd like to use a different preservative, please refer to the partner blog post for some helpful links and resources on how to do that. 1.8 grams of vitamin E helps protect the skin from environmental damage. And lastly, 3.6 grams of an oil-soluble chamomile extract helps add even more anti-inflammatory skin-soothing benefits to the formulation. If you don't have chamomile extract, or if your chamomile extract is water-soluble, you can use the water-soluble extract, or you can use a different oil or water-soluble botanical extract that your skin loves. loves. Incorporate the cool down phase by adding a dollop of the now cool cream to the little dish containing the cool down phase ingredients, and then whisk until smooth, and then grab your spatula, scrape your little dish of cool down mixed cream back into the parent batch, and then stir until uniform. Now all that's left is checking the pH before we package this up. Do this by whisking 2 grams of the emulsion and 18 grams of distilled water together in a small dish to create a 10% dilution. Use your pH meter to check the pH of that solution. And you can learn more about the pH meter that I have and pH testing in general with lots of helpful links in the partner blog post. The pH should fall right around 6. If it's lower than about 4.5, you'll want to raise it, and if it's higher than about 6.25, you'll want to lower it. Now that we know that the pH is in a good place, it's time to package up this cream. I think this cream is too thick to do well in a pump top bottle, but a squeeze tube or a jar is great. I used 3 2-ounce frosted glass jars from Brambleberry that were gifts. Use this as you'd use any face cream. I've also been using this on my hands and my body, and it's beautiful. Super lightweight, slippy, fast absorbing, and gorgeous. If you would like to learn more about the emulsifier I used in this formulation, click here. And if you are in the southern hemisphere and you'd like something for winter solstice instead, click here. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.